So if I'm a betting man, I think there's going to be multiple rate cuts next year. I also don't think that rates being where they are today are sustainable without, things starting to kind of shake loose a little bit, if you would. So now is the time to go out there and find a discount. The folks that are hurting right now, they're willing to sell at a discount, the ones that need the money, before the news switches around. All right, guys, welcome to another episode of The Report, Saturday edition. And I got my co-host today, Miss Alex Johnson. Alex, welcome to the show.
Thank you. How's it going?
It's going amazing. We're just coming off 2 days removed from our soft launch of the Hotel Zindel. And we did a grand opening today. We got guests. We are 100% booked for tonight, which is amazing with very, very limited marketing. But wow, Wednesday, just the team pulled through. All of our partners, investors, the vendors, everyone literally just pulled through this past couple of weeks. We got the hotel launched. And I thought it was a great turnout on Wednesday night. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it was amazing. The girls did a great job just getting the final touches on the hotel. Kim, our designer, Andrea, Lauren, Jennifer, the whole team did amazing. And it was just really great to see a lot of our investors out there, some of our close family and friends, mastermind members, but it was great to see just kind of the investors, just the look on their faces and just how excited they were, and for everyone to kind of meet and mingle. It's a great turnout, and the hotel looked amazing. So it was a great time. My
favorite part of the night was actually the hotel broker. Shout out to Aaron. He was the one that transacted the deal. It was off market, but he was the one that kind of put it together. But he showed up. We invited him, and literally his face the entire night was he was just in disarray. He just didn't even recognize the property at all. Yeah, and it was very cool to see.
He was blown away. It was awesome.
Yeah, blown away. And I told him, I said, hey man, let's do another one here in this neighborhood because you've been here a while. I've been in this neighborhood 7 years. I've seen the growth. I'm a believer in it. It's literally, in my opinion, San Diego's hottest, trendiest neighborhood. So I see where it's headed. And there's another property that I have my eyes on. So I'm not gonna announce it on air.
Yeah.
But we'll see. It's probably gonna take. I wouldn't be surprised if this one takes 12 to 24 months to get something negotiated.
Nice. That's exciting.
It's not for sale, so we'll see.
All right. Work your magic.
We got a couple exciting events coming up.
We do. We have our final meetup of the year, the Beers and Deals meetup on Wednesday. It's going to be December 13th at Simone. We're expecting a pretty big turnout so far. We're going to be collecting Toys for Tots as well. So that'll be exciting, and just kind of close out the year strong with everyone. If you're in the San Diego area, be sure to come by. It'll be a good one.
Yep. And then next Friday, we have our private holiday party for all of our investors and our mastermind members here at the Summers Capital headquarters. So that should be a good time. Last year we had what are they called? The folks hanging from the ceilings? The silk dancers.
The silk dancers. Yep. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
We're not doing that this year, but we do have 2 sushi chefs going to be slicing and dicing up the sashimi. We got, which is not really holiday themed, but it should be fun.
Summers Capital style.
Yep. And it's not an ice luge. What is it called? An ice sculpture. And what is the thing that you brought in?
The balloons?
No, not the balloons. It's the camera that goes around.
Oh, like the 360 photo booth video.
That's going to be lit. Mm-hmm. I'm excited for that. I've never done one in my life. But anyways, so today's topic, there's a lot of reports coming out, a lot of news coming out in recent weeks, really, that the Fed is going to be doing multiple rate cuts in 2024. It's a hot topic. It's trending right now. ING economists, they are saying that the Fed is going to do 6 rate cuts in 2024, beginning in Q2 of next year, which is going to be the springtime. So I wanted to kind of shed a little light on this, talk about, the importance of this and the magnitude, what it's going to mean for, real estate, commercial real estate, but also residential real estate. And then stick around to the end. I'm going to give my interest rate prediction for the end of 2024. And maybe we can revisit this come a year from now and see how accurate I was. But that said, ING economists are calling for 6 rate cuts in 2024. And, it's important to remember, as interest rates go down, it pushes real estate pricing upwards. Mm-hmm. It's been quite impressive. If you go back a little bit, we had COVID in 2020. Everyone was on lockdown for a period of like 90 days. Everyone thought the economy was going to come down and crash. And the Fed, they did a good job of printing money. They did stimulus checks for everyone. They did a lot of PPP money for a lot of small businesses and to keep them afloat. And so I thought it was quite impressive that, COVID happened in 2020 and there wasn't really a big recession. And then we come out in 2021, interest rates are an all-time low. The Fed had the federal funds rate literally at 0%. And you could get 30-year fixed mortgages for 2.75. And everyone thought, wow, the Fed is just going to print money. If there was no recession in 2020 COVID, there's not going to be a recession now. So everyone just started buying real estate and it started just pushing pricing up. We saw a lot of inflation. And then inflation got to an all-time high, I want to say Q3 of 2021. I believe the year-over-year inflation got out as high as like 9.1 or 9.6%. And the Fed said, okay, we got to do something here. It's getting crazy. So they started pumping the rates. They started pumping the rates in early of 2022, and they did a ton of rate hikes. And so they basically took the federal funds rate from 0 to today, we are about 5.5%. So think about that. The magnitude of all those rate hikes has caused a massive slowdown. There's a lot less transactions happening. And now we're starting to see the job reports come out. This past summer, they were still pretty healthy. But I think a lot of that is because it's seasonal, right? So there's a lot of summer jobs, retail, hospitality. A lot of those types of jobs are seasonal. But now things are starting to slow down and we're starting to see a lot of jobless claims increase. And then the inflation's back down, right? So the Feds, they said, hey, as soon as we get down to the target 2% inflation, we're going to start reducing rates. And so they're close to the 2% now. I think the latest report was just over 2.5%. And, things are looking better. And also, this is important to remember, we got an election year next year, right?
True.
So the Biden administration, obviously is in there now. They want to get reelected. And so what better way to do that but to, start stimulating the economy, right? Yep. And think about the headlines if they're able to reduce the interest rates next year leading into the election and stimulate the economy. It's like, hey, we had, the Trump administration caused this whole COVID thing and, there was inflation went out of hand and we raised the interest rates, we stabilized everything, and then we were able to stimulate the economy. And guess what? Everything, it was a soft landing and it was like a smooth transition, and that's why we should get reelected. So I can already see the writing on the wall. It's going to make them look really good.
Yep.
And so if I'm a betting man, I think there's going to be multiple rate cuts next year. I also don't think that rates being where they are today are sustainable without, things starting to kind of shake loose a little bit, if you would. So what this means for you guys, listeners, if you are out there, in my opinion, wondering if you should go buy a deal right now, I strongly believe that between now and February, March of next year, Q1 of next year, I think this is going to be the last 3 or 4 months to where you're going to be able to go out there and shop some real estate without a ton of buyer competition out there. Right now is the time where you can go out there and negotiate a good deal.
Yep.
It's a numbers game. So, don't go out there and submit, if you think you're going to go submit an offer on 1 or 2 deals and something's going to come of it, that's not the case. You need to go out there and submit offers on 20, 30 deals to have a couple shake loose. We're seeing it happen on our end. But I also hear a lot of people out there wondering where the deals are, but a lot of those folks are not out there taking action. So I would say now is the time to go out there and find a discount. The folks that are hurting right now, they're willing to sell at a discount, the ones that need the money, before the news switches around, I mean, you see it out there, Alex, the news, there's a lot of people that are fearful right now.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of buzz behind it. A lot of people are kind of offering their opinions, and I don't know, a little bit scared to see what's going to happen, but it'll be interesting to see.
It will. So I would say now's the time, go out there, make it happen. And you just need 2 things right now to buy. Obviously don't go and pay retail right now. You got to buy at a discount, buy something to where you can add value. I'm not going to go in there and buy something that's turnkey where there's no value to be added. I'm not going to go out there and buy something at retail pricing. It needs to be at a discount. And if you can find it, and it's a good location, do it. Because I'm telling you right now, I believe, I'm speculating and I'm willing to be wrong, I believe this is the highest that we'll see interest rates in the next 20 years. It's a bold prediction, but I'm saying it right now. This is the highest that we'll see interest rates in the next 20 years. And I think now is the time to go out there. It's also important to remember we are in a shortage of housing across America, about 5.5 million housing units short of the demand. And so until they start building more, there's going to be a lot of upward pressure. And as soon as the rates go back down, it's going to push pricing up. So I think right now is the opportunity between now and February, March. Here's my prediction. 2024, December, I believe the Fed is going to cut rates, 5 rate cuts next year.
Okay.
I'm going to say 5 rate cuts of a quarter.
Okay.
So we're going to see a total of 125 basis points off of the Fed funds rate, which is 5.5 today.
Okay.
So I think the Fed funds rate a year from now is going to be 4.25, which means your all-in rate is going to be somewhere in the 5.5 range, maybe 5.75. That's where I think it's going to be.
All right. We're going to have to notate that. We're going to listen back next December and we'll see.
Yep. There will be a lot of good news in the marketplace come a year from now. So we'll see. And I think that concludes this episode of the Saturday edition. She's Alex Johnson. I'm Rich Summers. Listeners, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.